everyone, Mrs. Knapp here, and I'm going to be your Orange Frog teacher. Some of us might not know what Orange Frog is, and if you don't, it's okay. Orange Frog is just a program that we're just going to spend a few minutes on every day that's going to help us to stay positive and to be happy. So this week we're going to start by reading the Orange Frog book and having a couple questions throughout. So today we're just going to read chapters 1 and 2 and then only have one question to think about. So let's get started. The Orange Frog, a parable from Sean Actor. Chapter 1. Long, long ago, believe it or not, frogs were all different bright colors. A scientist started studying a special species that lived on a small island that no one had been to for 100 years. Just before he got to the island, it became infected with a disease called the thrall. The thrall is not a normal disease. It does not make you cough or have a fever. The thrall turns you green. For the frogs, it made their lives pretty boring. Everyone looked the same. It was very contagious. This disease made some frogs really tired. Others got depressed, and others were working very hard to make up for what they lost. The frogs that the scientists were studying were all from 3 of the 4 ponds on the island. Each pond dealt with the thrall disease in a different way. There was something else that was really strange about the island. Every few years, a big storm called the deluge came. It was an ordinary storm to people, only lasting one afternoon, but to frogs, it seemed to last 40 days and 40 nights. When the deluge comes, it wipes out all the lily pad restaurants and the mud houses that the frogs have built. So every few years, all the frogs have to start over. There's a special holiday on the island, and it's called Transition Week. That is a week that all tadpoles become frogs. On the 3rd day of Transition Week, 4 tadpoles became frogs at the exact same time. Their names were Misty, Bull, Spark, and Plop. Spark noticed that he was very different from the others. Spark was slightly orange. Chapter 2. Easy being green. Spark quickly realized it was kind of hard to be green. But when Bull, Spark, Misty, and Plop came out of the water as frogs for the first time, everyone noticed that Spark was different. All the frogs were talking about Spark. They wondered if Spark was sick. He said, "I actually feel good." As soon as he said that, he turned a little bit more orange. Misty told Spark he should roll in the moss and mud so he wouldn't be so bright. That made Spark sad. He said proudly, "I like being orange." As soon as he said that, he turned even more orange. Just then, Bull spoke up. He was bigger and stronger than all the other frogs. He was getting agitated. He said, "It's foolish to be orange. The herons, which are big birds that eat frogs, will be able to see you from a mile away." That brings up another fact about the island. You see, herons would come and attack the frogs. The frogs were fearful anyway, but seeing Spark's bright orange color made them even more fearful that the herons would be more attracted when they saw Spark's orange color and attack them sooner. All of the other frogs started staying away from Spark. Even though Spark was different than all other frogs, he decided to make the best of it. The problem was, the more positive Spark tried to be about being orange, the more orange he became. Spark realized he had 2 choices. He could stay positive about being different and become more different, or he could stay closer to green to fit in. He decided to try and stay green. The biggest fear for the frogs was being eaten by a heron. They only flew to the island at certain times. Spark didn't think he had to worry about the heron, so he decided to go for a swim. Spark loved swimming. When he got out to rest on a lily pad, he looked down to see that he had become more orange. He decided he had to stop doing things he enjoyed so that he would stop being orange. Since he was looking down at his skin, he didn't notice 4 shadows that had just flown over him. So the question for today, think about a time where you tried to be positive about a situation, but something scared you. This can be anything in your life, a time where you really tried to have a good attitude, a good positive attitude, but something about the situation scared you. Kind of like Spark wanting to go for a swim because that's something positive he liked, but the herons were flying above him and scared him. Okay, bye for now. I'll see you tomorrow.